Miami in the 80s, there are no shortage of great stories.
To me, the story that I tried to focus on, or the stories that I wanted to write, were about the cops who were out there every day doing the right thing. Bad ones always made news. The good ones very, very seldom did.
One of my closest friends in the world, John O'Neill, he's a journalist. He's also one of the executive producers of the show. I think I met him when I was like 14 in Miami. I worked with him at the Miami Herald. I was one of his interns as a reporter, and then we just stayed really close friends.
Having John O'Neill, who was a reporter for a number of years in Miami, work with us on this show was invaluable. I mean, we wouldn't be doing the show without him.
And he used to be a reporter that was on the cop beat. So he got to be really good friends with the cops, and he'd hear all their stories and all their crazy, wild anecdotes and whatnot. So we really got to know that side of the city, not the side that everybody saw in Miami Vice, the colorful pastel-y, Don Johnson running around city, but what was making it tick and what was filling up the prisons and what was backlogging the court systems. And so he has the wealth of knowledge of the colorful, crazy crime stories from the 80s.
Being in the middle was a very comfortable spot for me at the time. I wanted to observe what was going on. I wanted to be a part of it. But I was not cut out to be a cop, and I wasn't cut out to be a dealer. This was sort of the best possible compromise that I could come up with, was to go out there and write about it, and that's what I did.
There's a real interesting relationship between the police people working a case and the reporters. They all know each other. They see each other all the time. They all trade secrets both on and off the record.
Basically, we listened to the police scanners. I had a lot of sources.
John would always explain how he'd be sitting at home at night listening to the police radio. Whoa, this is going down. He'd jump in the car, head over there, see what was happening, and then he's on the front page the next morning.
I spent a lot of time just hanging out when there was nothing happening, just so the cops could see my face and know that I was going to be there day in and day out. The more they got used to me, the more they were likely to tell me, the more I was likely to be able to tell my readers. But what I did mainly was I went out to places we used to call tragic addresses, which is where the rapes, robberies, murders, shootings, drug deals would happen. Miami at that time was absolutely insane. And every single night, it was something new, something different, something completely crazy. The cash, the cocaine, the cops, the dealers, they were all out there all the time, and you knew it, you could feel it.
It's not only an exciting life for the drug dealers and the police, it's a very exciting life for the journalists.
My mom thought I was crazy. She was pretty sure I was going to get killed, as did my sister.
Because of the drug issues in Miami during the 80s, law enforcement has a huge dilemma. It's literally something they have no control over. They try.
They were Miami Vice for real. They were doing what Crockett and Tubbs were doing. And they were very, very, very good at what they did. They were very aggressive. And you had to be, because the dealers were aggressive. You had to have that ability to go through the door without thinking about your own safety, because that's what the job required you to do. And that's what they did. Miami Vice was a TV show, okay? Nobody died. Everybody got up and went home when they were done shooting. When the people that we were writing about were done shooting, people didn't get up. We were never, ever, ever unaware of the reality of that.
The reporter documents what happens, and a cop is what happens. The reporter can be a little bit more objective.
I was documenting it. Sometimes I did feel like I was writing a novel, but it was all real. It was all true. There's danger involved, always, every single time. I've been in a number of chases in my career as a journalist, and every single time there was something huge at stake. I can think of a number of situations where I was saved by some cop friends of mine from dicey situations. But when you're that age, you don't really worry about it that much. Again, I wanted to be part of it. There was a desire on all of our parts as reporters to document what was happening, because we knew it was something that probably would never happen again. I saw a lot of horrible things. I saw a lot of things that I've never been able to forget. I left the police beat eventually because of all the things that I saw. The FBI shooting, kids who were killed, drug dealers who washed up on shore. You don't forget the looks on the faces of dead people, ever. Once you see them, you don't ever forget them. Did it change me? Yeah, I learned a lot. I'm sure that everybody did. I'm sure that the cops refined their procedures and did things differently. I'm sure that a lot of things went into place. I'm sure that some good came out of it in many ways. But overall, it was just another shot in the drug war.
What's going to come across in the series is that all of these officers who are featured in the programs are some of the most dedicated people you'll ever imagine. They had to know every single day going out there that at best they may make a slight dent in the problem. But they still go out there. They do everything they can. In some of our episodes, yeah, they give up their lives to try to get these people off the streets, to try to get the drugs off the streets.
From where I sat, as somebody who was covering this, I was actually surprised at how many people were willing to take a stand and say, you know what, no amount of money in the world is going to make me sell my soul to these guys, because that's basically what you had to do. And there was a front line, a very strong front line of cops, prosecutors, lawyers, judges who never gave in. And those are the people that I enjoyed writing about the most, because to me that was the most compelling story. It was easy to take $10,000 and look the other way. It's very hard to say no and to do what you know you had to do, what you were asked to do by the people who trusted you.